What's up, guys? Today, I was able to interview the Tower Defense X soundtrack team, meaning I got to interview the GJ and Aaron Prevails in one roundtable interview. This is the first time I've ever done a multi-person interview, as well as the first time I've ever had returning guests on the Salts show. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to them, but thank y'all for watching, and let me know what y'all think of this format. Enjoy the interview. What is up, everybody? It is your favorite Tower Defense YouTuber, Salts here, and today, for the first time ever, we are doing a roundtable interview with two very awesome returning guests. Everyone please welcome Aaron Prevails and the GJ. Go ahead and say hi, you guys.
How's it going, guys? It's Aaron Prevails.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's G here.
Alrighty, so I'm here today to talk to you guys about, your work on the Nightmare soundtrack, your work on, TDX recently, and then, maybe a little peek into the future of the game. But thank y'all so much for being here, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the questions. So, first off, going into, you two as, like, a duo, what's the origin story for y'all? How did you guys, meet each other?
Jesus, Aaron, do you even remember?
So I believe you, the GJ, came to me just one day. And he just like, hey, I like your vocals. You want to do some vocals for Sink Your Teeth In? And yeah, it kind of just started from there. Like, I think we found each other through the Doom community.
That's right.
And we were all doing Doom at the time, and that's how we kind of found each other.
Yeah, that's true. It was through the Doom community. That's right.
Yeah, he shouted all of us out, and then we all just kind of came together.
Very nice. So
yeah, bro. Since the very beginning, since I can remember that I've been online, I've been getting in touch with people and reaching out and just trying to build communities. And so before the Doom stuff, there was like the synthwave stuff. Like everyone was doing synthwave. I was trying to get to know all the synthwave artists, make communities, make collaboration songs, make projects and stuff. But then nobody reached out. So then the Doom community started blowing up and everybody started playing Doom. So I was like, all right, let's do the Doom thing. And then I started getting in touch with everybody. I think that's when I met DevBegs and Aaron and a couple of other people. But yeah, man, I've always been, online, trying to collab, trying to get to know people, It's using social media for the intended purposes of getting social, not just posting stuff and expecting likes.
Absolutely, yeah. The networking that you're able to do, through communities, and I've done that myself with the Roblox Tower Defense community. It's really awesome. I've met a lot of really cool people that I would not have met if I was not doing YouTube. So I completely see where you're coming from with that. So if you guys could work together on something just completely new, away from TDX, what would it be?
Aaron, would you take a dive at first?
Yeah. What would we do? I think we would kind of just make our own little project and just keep making music, man. Do what we do. G's always making great ideas and trying out new sounds, and I just like doing vocals here and there. So yeah, I think we if we didn't have TDX, if we didn't have TDX, do you think we would do that?
Yeah, because the thing is, regardless of where I'm at with projects, I'm always making music. Making music has been part of my life since I was probably 11 years old. So I've always had an acoustic guitar in the house, always played around. Bought different instruments, was always playing, always making music. And then I discovered softwares on a computer where you can make music and got together with friends. So regardless what the project is or what the context is, I'm always making music. So if it's not TDX, it's something else. I mean, so much so I have probably 5 different projects ongoing, right? We, Aaron and I actually have an unfinished project that has been going since we met. It's just that we've never had the time to finish, but someday we will. It's more like an album of all the music and sounds that I wanted to create, because once you're working for a project, you're working for that project. So in TDX, there are sounds, there are themes, there's art, there's a lot of things that the sound has to match against, you know. But if I was just doing my own thing, as in this project album that I was working on, I was like, you know what, I want to do some chip tune. You know what, let's throw synthwave, let's throw pop, let's put metal, let's do symphonic, and then just like make this monster weird song. And then with that song, I would send it to Aaron. Aaron would write lyrics, would write vocals and stuff, would send it back, and we would go back and forth. But all of those songs got put on hold, you know, because there's TDX, there's the other job, there are other things going on in my life, and there's tons of things happening in Aaron's life as well. I think he recently moved. He moved from. Did you move like a different town or a different state or something?
No, just a little, kind of a different town. Just moving from a house to moving in with my buddies, so I could save all the money.
Gotcha. Yeah, but that whole process of moving takes a while, puts everything on hold. So to make that answer shorter, like, we do have stuff that we have been working on for quite some time, but we never really had the time to sit down and finish. Yeah. Someday we will, and it sounds really weird, man. Sounds really heavy, really weird, really catchy, because there's no end goal to it. It's just like, let's make sounds, let's bond, let's chat, let's be friends and make music.
All right, so Aaron, this is a question for you that I've gotten probably 14,000 times from my community when I asked them what they wanted me to ask you guys, which is, will you be returning to TDX in the future?
So, I think the best way to say this is that I never left, but I'm just now really diving more into it. And how do they mean, like, will I return, as in like being a part of the game, or like just talking about it and hosting?
Like will you be like a part of the game? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think. I think I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, but don't say anything you're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I can answer part of that is that I am TDX doesn't have only one music composer, right? I am the main composer, but I'm not the only one. And John does give me free reign to collab with the people I want, to look for other artists that I believe can add to the songs, can add a different flavor, that are good for collaboration and stuff. I have a long list of people that I'm going to collaborate with next year as well. But the one returning guy is Aaron, because what he does with vocals is incredible, not only singing, but also voice acting, and the way that his parts in vocals and the lyrics and the things that he sends over influence how I develop the song later on. Because like, I would send him an idea, he would put vocals, he'd send it back. I'm like, oh, this gives me idea to go somewhere else with the song. So Aaron is a returning character in basically every event, every drop where I can fit some ideas, with vocals. I need help with sound design, I'm bringing him in. So yeah, he's going to be around. What I want him to do is to start playing the game again, because it's always fun to see him struggle.
Yes. I need to get back to playing it, which should be soon. But yes, I am. Yes, I don't think I truly left TDX. It's more that I just kind of been helping with other things.
All right. I don't know if you're allowed to answer this or not, but I feel obligated to ask. Will you be voicing any characters in the future here?
I believe I can say not that I know of yet.
Alrighty.
I can say redacted. That's all I can say. That's something I cannot disclose.
All right. Hey. All right. All right.
Yeah, I think everything. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I want to say that.
Okay.
Hey, Salts. Before we go on, I have a question for you. Why Salts? Like, why do you call your channel Salts?
Ooh, all right. Okay. Wow, countered. All right, I'm the interviewee now. Okay. All right, so the name Salts originates back, I want to say like 2018, when I was in like early high school, maybe late middle school. I'm not sure. Where I was playing Fortnite with my buddies, and my username back then was it was What's Up 201, which was just a random name I made when I was like, I want to say 7 years old. I made it when I was really young. And I was getting older, and I was at the point to where I was like, okay, I don't really want my username to be, this thing I made up when I was in elementary school. I need to change it. And so I was sitting there with my friends, and I was like, guys, what should my name be? And we were talking about it, and we were like, okay, it should be a personality trait or something. And my friend was like, oh, you're salty. So it should be something with salt. And I was like, okay, well, we'll slap a Z on there to add some more character to it, and then boom, Salts was born.
Nice.
That's where Salts came from. And then what do you call it? My YouTube and my Roblox handle of Authentic Salts came from whenever I went to change my Roblox username to Salts. It was already taken because Salts is a 5-letter name. Of course, it's already been taken. And so I was like, okay, I'm the real Salts or I'm the authentic Salts, and so that's where that came from.
Nice. That's a good villain story. I like it.
Villain story. So shifting our focus back over to the Nightmare soundtrack, how did y'all approach the Nightmare soundtrack as a whole? I'm of the opinion that it was a lot more different from some of the previous tracks, like the Christmas ones was kind of had some of those Christmas motifs going. But how'd y'all approach the Nightmare, the Nightmare soundtrack as a whole?
I'll take this one first. This one was incredibly tough because the name itself, if I could summarize in one word, it'd be nightmare. It was a nightmare. It was really, really tough for lots of factors. So number one, every song that I made for different modes that John didn't approve because they were too intense, too dark, too heavy, I kept them. I never threw them out. I put them in a folder, and I labeled the folder too heavy because I knew someday Nightmare would come and I could rework them. So A Beast Like Me was actually meant for the expert mode, and it wasn't even this intense. It was a lot more joyful, but John said, nope, too intense. So I put it in there and I reworked it for Nightmare. What other song? The Last March of the GDA, Rust in Pieces. Those were also songs that were meant for trailers of different events and different modes that didn't happen. And I put them in this folder. It's too heavy. I reworked them. So by the time Nightmare came along, John gave me the lore, gave me a lot of arts, concept arts. I was like, all right. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this event because there are basically three factions, right? There's whatever is going on with Xenon. There's Mallory, and then there's the GDA. So the music should reflect at least a little bit of those 3 points of views. It also has to be super intense, and I also have to reuse all this music I already have and I don't want to throw out. So oh god, starting from scratch is a lot easier. But when you have things that were meant for something else and you have to rework them, and then you have so many different points of view and so much thing going on in the lore, it was really tough to start. Gladly, I had a lot of time to do it. And then once I got the ball rolling and things were happening, then I broke my finger. And I was like, God damn it, now I'm going to have to record guitar with 2 fingers. So I had to pay someone to record a couple of tracks for me that I wrote. Because I had a gym accident and I just completely smashed, I pancaked the tip of my finger. You know that cartoon Tom and Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jerry's the mouse, right? Yeah. So Jerry's he sometimes smashes the piano thing on top of Tom's fingers and they become real flat.
Yep.
That was you?
That is exactly what happened to my finger. It got that flat. It smashed the bone. My nail was gone. It was blood. It was awful. Didn't need surgery, gladly, but it took a while to recover. And while I was recovering, I had a lot of stuff to record. I had a lot of guitar takes. Some of the guitar takes were already done. So hiring a person to re-record them was gonna be tough because their guitar sounds different than mine. And dude, it was a nightmare. It was really, really tough to put it all together. But once it started rolling, once the first couple of songs started taking shape, I was like, yeah, this is going to be really, really good stuff. So this is a chore I'm going to give to all the listeners right now. I'm not going to tell you which songs belong to whom, but there were 3 main factions in my head when I was making all those 14 or 15 songs. Some of those are for Nemesis. some of those are for Xenon, and some of those are for the GDA, meaning like the song is from the perspective of, you know? So go figure them out. Like, which songs do you think belong to what? Some are pretty obvious, but some are harder to guess.
Very nice. Yeah, it sounds like you had a lot of foresight with that. Okay, so you we're just talking about, like different songs correspond to different factions, and so how did you like stylistically choose to do the theme and the songs around the Nemesis boss? Like, how did you approach them to make sure that they were different and unique from the rest of the Nightmare soundtrack?
Yeah, I think the big thing, there are two parts to it. One is Aaron, and the second is the focus on sinister orchestral sounds rather than drums and guitar. Usually, the more military songs are like marching sounds, there's a drumming sound, it's more metal, it's more guitar. That's usually more associated with like action and fighting and war, right? So you could kind of point to the GDA. But for the Calamity stuff, I knew it had to be a lot of organic sounds. Like, I don't know, imagine you squash a beetle. What does that sound like? Like you rub your hand against dirt. What does that sound like? It's more of a texture sound rather than a melody, you know? It's more like noises looping in patterns to create music rather than melodies coming together for you to sing along, like screams and moanings of agony warped into melodies rather than a nice guitar solo. So that was the sort of mindset that I had. I was like, all right, I gotta make that sinister. I already had something in mind with Calamity. So when the Calamity song dropped, I already knew that Calamity was gonna come back in Nightmare, because John said when Endless dropped, he said like, this is this Calamity guy is gonna come back in Nightmare. I was like, oh, good. So his song is gonna sort of reflect, it's gonna sort of foreshadow what's gonna come down the line. So if you look at all the songs that are more associated to Nemesis, they have that Calamity vibe. They sound darker, they sound demonic, they have more noises rather than sounds and melodies. They have more percussive elements that sort of remind you of pagan rituals rather than like a nice guy playing a percussion in a bar or something like that. So that was one of the aspects. The sound design had to be sinister, had to be organic, had to be different from just regular metal. And the second point would be Aaron. Like, I know the dude has great vocals, and I know that he can sound disgusting. And like when we in the metal community, when we say disgusting, it's a good thing, all right? So Aaron is disgusting in vocals, man.
Lush.
And I knew that he had a lot of creativity for lyrics and for chants and stuff. Like every choir that he has done, every chant that he has done, like blew me away. Like I really love his way of chanting and putting growls together to make it like an evil choir. So when I had a couple of songs, a couple of parts ready, I sent it over to him and I said, hey, dude, you want to do some chanting and do some weird stuff over this? And I said, and then I'm going to put the ball now to Aaron to keep talking. But I said, hey, dude, I mean, you don't even have to do it in English. So, Aaron, go ahead. How did you approach the things that I sent you?
So when you said chanting, like I think this is also a big thing that people have been wondering, like, what's up with the chanting? Yes, like, so that's, dude, I love doing this stuff. So like it's how do I explain this? How do I start this? Because we're talking about the chanting parts, right?
Yeah. Like how did you contribute to the sound of Nightmare being that evil? And I think one of the big parts is the way you use your vocals, the way you use words, the way you use your chanting to add to the creepiness of the sound.
So it's actually, well, it's a mix of things, but like I think I'm gonna say his name during Vigar Madar.
Selgar, General Selgar.
General Selgar. We were doing chants in there. So we got inspiration from listening to like Nordic Viking pagan music. Very lots of guttural, like throat singing, a lot of percussion, and it's honestly you're just kind of just going with the music. It's really just a ritual, and I love that stuff. That's the stuff I love. It's real, like G said. It's real. Like how do you approach a hell force? Like what's their sound? Because it's like. Yeah, it's really cool. So like fire and brimstone and voids. It's like spirits. It's so like yes, it's all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like
It's like,
the whole calamity vibe. You know, we knew we wanted something that was the opposite of beauty, but was still very memorable. Because if you think of music, you think of melody, you think of rhythm, you know, you think of notes coming together in a very consonant way, like working together. But then when you think of hell, you don't think of beauty, you think of suffering, you think of fire. I mean, just watch the cutscene. Look what happened to Mallory. That's not pretty, right? None of that inspires any sort of nice melody. So we knew we had to do something that was heavy, not for just the sake of being heavy, but heavy that was the sound of a vengeful demon coming back, for revenge. What sort of music would she bring with her? So definitely chanting, because what's the angriest thing you can do? It's get a bunch of people together and just chant their hearts out and chant their guts out. That's angry stuff. And then you put that on top of like very angry, distorted orchestral music. You put a little bit of guitar behind, and you start creating a very interesting hell sound.
yes.
So speaking of, the vocals, yeah, I completely agree. Very integral part of that theming. Aaron, you're kind of the vocals guy. What can you tell us what's up with the vocals? I know a lot of the lore heads are trying to figure that out. Like what's going on with the vocals in the theme for
So the
Nemesis?
vocals are they are made up, but the way I made it up is because I know a little bit thing called Cthulhu language. So if you want like a hint, this is for everyone, probably look into some Cthulhu language or relay. It's not the language, but it's based off of it. So I pretty much just what I can say. How do I word this? So G gave me some words he wants me to kind of make into a chant, and I just kind of rolled with it that way. So I'm trying not to spoil anything, but that's how I did it.
Yeah, I gave him a list of specific words that, again, I'm not going to say those words because that is for the community to figure out. A couple of those words I have already posted, but I gave him a list of like verbs and nouns and maybe a couple of sentences. And I said, those words, those sentences, how would they sound in the language of hell? You don't need a complex grammar, syntax, and all of that, because probably hell doesn't have a coherent spoken language. They're in agony. They're communicating through grunts. They're communicating through syllables that are harsh. They're not overly pronouncing beautifully with a specific accent. So you need harsh language that is spitting, biting, and explosive. And I just gave him a list of words, and I gave him some guidelines. And when he sent me that crap back, I was like, Jesus Christ. I don't know if John is going to like this, because this is way above what I was expecting. And then John liked it. I was like, hell yeah, man, let's do this.
Yes. I'm so glad it got through.
I really do think that was, for the better, because I have a lot of friends in the lore community, and they're pulling their hair out right now, figuring out what's all going on with those lyrics. So I think y'all did a very good job, creating that interest and that intrigue with, what Mallory's up to, and what the chant's all about and all that.
Yes, I love that. And that's exactly what I want to bring to the table, is people to pull their hair out. What is this?
You were very successful.
Yes, that's exactly what I want. That's good. Good.
Also another very interesting thing that I want to point out. During the cutscene, you see that writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, the Calamity runes. Yeah, those were Aaron's. That's his drawing, his design. I gave him the Calamity symbol, and I said, dude, whatever you're chanting, can you sort of sketch out what you think those words would be represented graphically? I mean, they don't have to be an alphabet. Again, hell wouldn't have a written system of language. Hell wouldn't write stuff out, with vowels and stuff. So what symbols, based on the Calamity symbol that the TDX team made, would you come up with? And then he sent me a couple of pictures, a couple of sketches that he made. We put it all in one image and sent it to John. John liked it and put it in the freaking cutscene.
Well, bam.
I know people pulling their hair out over that mural in the cutscene. So again, I think y'all did a pretty good job.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out everything that's going on. I think that adds so much more, fleshed out to much more like depth to the Calamity faction. So moving, away from Nightmare and more towards, just like TDX and just kind of, again, miscellaneous questions that a few people suggested I ask you. Aaron, this one's for you. The people want to know, have you gotten any better at TDX, or are you still all the way in on the Ranger spam? What's going on in the world of Aaron right now with TDX?
I haven't played in a little while, but the last time I played, I shifted. I went to sniper. People forget about that, but I have not been on TDX that much yet. But hopefully soon. I do want to get back to it.
Alrighty, you were telling me earlier you're gonna start streaming maybe some TDX soon.
Yes, once I'm able to get myself set up, I want to start doing that again because that was a lot of fun. I do like TDX. I just need to get on it.
Yeah, and I just want to be real with Aaron and just like break his expectations right now. Bro, you're probably not going to get good. I have not gotten good at this game. I've been playing it since it came out. I've been trying. I just don't get good. I get carried every game. I have some expensive towers. When it comes to strategy, my strategy is, oh crap, a lot is going on. Put towers down, put towers down. Oh no, now they're all dead. I lost. So that is my strategy. I have not gotten any better at all. So good luck, man.
Oh man. So if we do it together with your strategy and then my Ranger strategy, we can win.
Bro, when you divide it by 0, you get 0. So our combined forces.
You can't divide something by 0. That's how math works. Aaron, listen. If the Ranger spam isn't working, that just means you're not spamming enough Rangers. You just got to keep going.
Not enough Rangers. That's what I'm saying. If you cover the entire map with Rangers, how can you lose?
You can't.
You're out of range.
That's the secret. That's what John is hiding from the people, is that Ranger spam is the best way to play Tower Defense X.
I'm telling you, it's the best one. It's cheap. It's affordable. You can get a lot of them, and you just upgrade them.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen watching the video, go out there and spam some Rangers. It's
Ranger strat. Do it now. It wins every time.
It's the hot new strategy.
Yes. And then come to my channel and make fun of me.
Well, you know what? Let's actually come up with a challenge right now as 3. Ooh. If somebody solos a harder mode, like say expert, only using Rangers, you send us the video, we're gonna do a reaction to it, and we're gonna, congratulate you because you will be amazing. I triple dare you. You cannot solo a harder mode with only Rangers, but if you can, you would have my respect.
You will get a badge from Aaron being part of the Ranger gang. Ranger
you'll be
crew.
Officially knighted into Aaron's Knights of the Round Table of Ranger spam if you can beat expert mode with only Ranger.
More Rangers. There's never enough Rangers.
Aaron, in the nicest way possible, I so hope you never have a career leading a military. I feel like a lot of people would die.
Oh goodness! I'm still waiting for the fan art of me standing as a commander, as my poor Rangers are suffering, trying to escape. As I stand there, just sending more Rangers.
All right, fan artists watching the video, make it now. Send it to Aaron Prevails on YouTube, or
Commander Aaron, bringing these poor Rangers to their doom, begging to go back.
All right, so G, you're talking about struggling to get good at the game. I know before Nightmare, you did a few streams of trying to learn the game a lot more before Nightmare came out. How'd those end up going?
Yeah, they didn't go too well. I didn't get good. So I did a few streams. I think I did like 3, but I played a lot more like not on streams, just like I have 15 minutes, let's go play the game, let's try to get good, let's try to solo this mode or get to this wave or what. I failed miserably every time. And I do think it's not only because I'm a terrible gamer, but also because I'm a terrible gamer on console. That makes it harder. Because everything with the controller is slower, it's a bit tougher to choose your towers. And there's one aspect of choosing the towers that's really bugging me is on the controller on console, after you max out all your spammer towers like the barracks or armored factory, you can't use the L and R anymore to choose a tower, so you have to like manually click the center button and get to it with the D-pad. So it takes a long time to choose towers. So yeah, all those things combined, plus with the huge fact that I suck at gaming, it didn't make it easy for me to get any better.
Alrighty, so this interview is kind of an unofficial one year like reunion special, since I interviewed y'all individually about a year ago when I started YouTube, and so y'all have released a lot of music since I last talked to y'all. What is y'all's all-time favorite song you've made since I interviewed you last?
Oof.
Yeah. I've changed my opinion since then. It's no longer it's no longer Calamity. I think I would go with Destructor now. Destructor is it's a lot more it is a lot closer to what I listen to more often. So like synthwave, pop with rock and stuff. So Destructor would probably be my definitive favorite of all time so far. TDX song.
Aaron?
For me, man, I'm split between. I really like Final Eradication. I think this is G crushed this song. Did you say that, G, yet? That you had to like kind of crunch, do a
Jesus Christ, yeah, that was
because you had to add like 4 minutes.
Yeah. Final Eradication was part of the biggest reason Nightmare was a nightmare. Initially, I started a song that ended up being Death from Above, the song for the trio. I set out to make that song with a friend of mine, Jesse Zuretti. He worked for Riot Games and he's doing the soundtrack of 2XKO. That song was supposed to be the Emperor song. I had that one in mind. But at a certain point of the song, I was like, okay, this maybe it's not too close to Eradicator. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is not going to be Final Eradication. So I made another song, the first version of Final Eradication, sent it to John, and John said it like, he told me he didn't like it the nicest way possible. He was like, the song is good, but it's not memorable. I was like, god damn it. and that was like maybe 3 days before I had to turn the song in. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I can rework it. I completely reworked the song. Took me forever. I had a broken finger. I had a lot more going on and other songs to finish. I was doing the collabs with vocals. Aaron had already done some vocals. And then I completely reworked the song, sent it in. And John was like, it's good, but it has to be a lot longer. So I was like, how much longer, man?
The way I see John is just like him on his podium, like, it's good, but it needs to be long, as he gives it back to you.
Probably 1 day and a half before I needed to turn the song in. He's like, it's got to reach like 6 minutes. The song was like barely 4. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Let's make this happen. So I stretched it out. I made new parts. I added a new ending to it. And then once I had all of that done, maybe a couple of hours before I had to turn it in, I sent it to Aaron. I said, Aaron, do more. I need more vocals. I need more sings. I need more stuff.
Geez. All right,
he did it all. He sent it to me. I did all the mixing. And then I sent it to Brazil, because in Brazil, I have a guy in the studio that does all the mastering on all the tracks. And then he sent it to me. And then I sent it to John. And John was like, no, it's good. I was like, okay, great. But it was a nightmare getting that song done.
I mean, it paid off. I mean, gee, you know the amount of times I basically harassed you saying, "Can you release Final Eradication?" After John dropped the Nightmare trailer. I was fiending for that song. There was nothing in the world I wanted more than G to drop that song.
And you know what's funny? Your reaction to it, you're asking for that song, and the community's reaction to like, hey, what is the trailer song? What is the trailer song? Because John only really used one part of the trailer, sort of the melodic part of the song where there's the synth melody happening on top. I didn't even think of putting that part in the song. That was just a little bit, a very tiny part of the song that John happened to use in the trailer. And then when it dropped, a lot of people liked it. You said you really liked it. I was like, okay, so maybe that part should be more important in the song. So I doubled it and I put it twice.
Oh, wait, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
really
glad.
there.
That's my favorite. That melody is my favorite part about Final Eradication. It's so catchy.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about like I call it like an organic sound, organic composing, because as I'm making the song, I'm hearing feedback from the TDX team, from what John wants. I'm hearing the feedback from the fans. I'm hearing the things that Aaron is sending me, and it's like, hey, maybe you do this, maybe you do that. I see the reaction and comments, and I'm taking all of that into account. And the song is morphing with the community. So if the community wasn't as active, that song would be so different. Like, it would be vastly different. It would probably be like a lot more leaning into the heavier, faster side rather than the melodic, catchy side. So because of the community, because of your comments, things change, you know?
Yes.
I'm glad that the what do you call it? The TDX community is, you know, very active, very, you know, receptacle of, you know, what y'all put out. I think that's really cool. I do have another question for you, G, is if you remember to my stream of the Hidden Wave, you told me if I beat it, there'd be a Salt song, a song named after Salts. Can you,
Yep.
Can you share anything about that with the viewers at home?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can't tell you for what event or for what mode or whatever it's going to be in, but it's probably still going to drop this year. And I have an idea of what I'm going to call the song. I'm probably thinking something salted, like the something salted or salted this or that. I don't know. I'm still thinking, but I'm going to try to work some salt lore into the sounds. Don't know how that's going to be like. I don't know what that's going to sound like yet, but maybe I'll just drop a bunch of salt on top of a paper and rub it around and sample that sound and try to use it as a texture for drums. Let's see. But I'll name a song after you and use salt in the composition.
Hey, if you need any vocal samples, let me know. I can provide.
Oh, that's actually a very good idea. Yes, dude. You know what? Let's call the song.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much to you at home for watching. And as always, make stuff you're proud of.
Make stuff you're proud of.
Make stuff you're proud of.
Alrighty, you guys. So that was my interview with the TDX music team. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for just about 1 year videos. It really means a lot for all the continued support recently. Like the video if you liked the video. Comment what you thought about the interview. Subscribe for more salts. Join that Discord server in the description if you're extra cool. But all things aside, make stuff you're proud of.